Hi there! In this video, I've compiled shocking moments where animals were caught on camera being struck by trains. Unfortunately, these types of accidents happen far too often. Due to their massive size and high speeds, it's nearly impossible for trains to stop in time to avoid such collisions. These accidents don't just harm animals, they also cause serious damage to the trains themselves. As you can see in this footage, the rabbit is trying to get away from the train, but sadly, it's already too late. Sometimes, though, the animals manage to escape at the very last moment. In this scene, as you can see, a dog is lying on the tracks, and a moment later, a train passes right over it. Train tracks often pass through areas where animals live, and over time, they become accustomed to the noise. As a result, they no longer perceive trains as a threat. Authorities are working to reduce the frequency of these tragic accidents. In some countries, preventative measures have already been put in place. Hopefully, one day soon, these collisions will be prevented entirely, and animals will no longer have to suffer because of them. Across the vast plains of the American Midwest, more than 100 collisions between trains and livestock are reported every single year. These incidents often go unnoticed by the media, but they are shockingly common, especially in rural areas where cattle, horses, and sheep graze freely. Trains are powerful machines. Even when moving at a relatively slow speed, say 30 miles per hour, their sheer momentum makes it nearly impossible to stop in time. A cow might appear to have a chance to escape, but by the time the train engineer spots the animal, it's usually too late. The result? A violent impact, leaving behind damage, death, and sometimes environmental hazards like fuel leaks or debris. In states like Wyoming, open-range laws allow livestock to roam across railroad tracks. And if a train hits an animal, the consequences for the rancher are surprisingly light. In some cases, the fine can be as little as $5, while the cost of train repairs and cargo damage can reach over $5,000. But these accidents don't just hurt rail companies. They also lead to the loss of valuable livestock, delays in shipments, and unnecessary suffering for the animals. In this video, they show an elephant that was hit by a train. The elephant managed to survive, but it's trying to walk away in pain and is struggling greatly. Elephants are often forced to cross railway tracks and roads daily in search of food and water. And in such situations, accidents become almost inevitable. Because elephants are large and heavy animals, they can also cause serious damage to trains, sometimes even causing a train to derail after a collision. These crashes not only injure or kill the elephant, but can also put the train crew and cargo at serious risk. The sheer force of such an impact is enough to bend steel and scatter debris across the tracks. Because of the elephant's massive weight, it's unable to stand up on its own after the collision. Seeing this, people rush to help. In a remarkable show of compassion and determination, they manage to move the exhausted animal away from the tracks and give it the assistance it desperately needs. It's a rare moment of hope in an otherwise tragic situation. A rabbit tries to save its life, but unfortunately, it ends in tragedy. That doesn't mean these accidents have always existed, and it certainly doesn't mean they always will. In fact, steps are now being taken to prevent such tragedies in the future. Authorities and wildlife organizations are beginning to implement new safety measures aimed at reducing the number of collisions between trains and animals. One of the most promising approaches is the use of sensors and early detection systems. These technologies can identify animals near the tracks and alert train operators in advance, giving them a chance to slow down or stop in time. In addition, improved fencing, wildlife corridors, and awareness campaigns are helping to guide animals safely across dangerous areas. And so, we've reached the end of another video. To help us make our voices heard, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Let's raise our voice together.